Buzz Tweet Radio does not own copyright for this copyrighted material, but under Section 107 United States Copyright Law, as noted by the United States Copyright Office, Copyright Act 1976, this video and the music it contains is for entertainment purposes only. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Shooting the Facts. It's your girl, B. Sparrow. Okay, y'all, what's up? It's your girl, B. Sparrow, BTR 2020, Shooting the Facts on this day, October the 1st, 2020. It's a Thursday over here in Oxon Hill, Maryland, and I just wanted to talk about the voting process and people that throw stones at other people who decide not to vote. I got into this, I don't even want to call it a conversation, discussion with this guy. I don't know this guy, but he's from my hometown. My husband knows him, so I accepted his friend's request on those bases. He's from my hometown. He's a little bit older than me. I don't know him I never said a thing to him. I probably seen him around town back in the day, if I can remember, once or twice, but I don't remember. I don't know. But anyway, he listened to a lot of my shows on Facebook. So he hit me up the other day on Facebook Messenger. He said, "Look at my new post." And I responded back, "Which one?" He says, "About the jackass debate where my cable went out on CNN and MSNBC, the only two." I said, "Oh, okay. I saw that, but I'm not following the debate." He hit me back and said, "Just vote." Now, most of y'all know how I feel about this. I'm not voting this year. I don't like neither candidate. And I told him that. Not this time. I don't like neither candidate. Okay? And normally when I say that, I get in a heated debate with the other person. With the person that votes. Heated debate. And they try to convince me why I should vote. So I held my breath and I said, "Oh Lord, let's see what he's going to say." So he came back and he said, "Okay, here's the deal. If you don't vote for Biden and Harris, it is a vote for that lying bigot who don't like black or brown folks. I don't want you to like Biden, but this is the first black female since Shirley Chisholm." I guess he's referring to Kamala Harris, who, in my opinion, has no connection with the black people in the United States of this here America. Her mother was Indian, her father was Jamaican, so there is no connection with black people. Her husband white. No connection with black people in the United States of this here America. Cannot be compared at all to Shirley Chisholm. For those of you who don't know Shirley Chisholm, she was I didn't know that Shirley Chisholm parents were immigrants from the Caribbean. So she therefore has no connection with Black America either. For real, but anyway. For those of y'all who don't know Shirley Chisholm, she was an American politician, educator, and author. In 1968, she became the first African-American woman elected to the United States Congress, representing New York's 12th Congressional District for 7 terms from 1969 to 1983. And in 1972, she became the first African-American candidate for a major party's nomination for the President of the United States of this here America, and she was the first woman to run for the Democratic Party's presidential nomination. Shirley Chisholm. I was born in 1968, so I don't know much about her. They touched about her when I was in high school, but I'm from North Carolina. The only black people they talked about during Black History Month was Martin Luther King. I should say the only black person was Martin Luther King and maybe Shirley Chisholm. So I knew a little bit about her, but this is before my time. This is before my time. And I didn't even know that her parents were Caribbean. So after he says, if you don't vote for Biden-Harris, it is a vote for that lying bigot who don't like black or brown people, I said, I don't believe that one bit. I don't understand how me not voting gives the other person that I'm voting against my vote. I never understood that. If I don't vote, I'm not part of the voting process at all. As simple as that. So I said, I don't believe that one bit. The voting process has never worked for us. It never will. We are living in the land of our captors. Voting for them, we are voting for them to continue to mistreat us. This is not our land, and until we turn back to the Most High Yah, we will stay prisoners in this land, and when He returns, we will die in this land. And I said what I meant. We are still living in the land of our captors. We're still living in captivity. They still don't consider black men human. So, I decided that I'm going to depend on the Most High Yah. Not Joe Biden, not Kamala Harris, not Donald Trump, not Mike Pence. So he going to come out to me and say, wake your Christian ass up. You have to do your part and vote for the one of the two evils. You sound weak as hell. My mother went through holy shit literally to give me the opportunity to vote. I will not let her legacy be in vain. Girl, bye. Tell me, what do I have to do with your mother's legacy? I have people that fought for me to have that right to vote. And when I say right, that means I can choose to or I can choose not to. That's the right. I told y'all, I don't know this man. All I know is that he's from my hometown. He might know my older brother or my older aunt and uncles, but he don't know me. He gonna say, wake your Christian ass up. So right there, that pissed me off. And I don't know no grown black man that say, girl, bye, unless he's gay. I don't hear straight men say that. I'm not saying this man is gay. But he said, girl, bye. Now, I know this man from Facebook. He did a post where he said he had several strokes and he had recovered from coronavirus. So when he say this stuff, I'm like, hold up. You should be humble, bruh. You should be humble. You just survived several strokes and the coronavirus, and you gonna come out of your mouth and say, wake your Christian ass up? So y'all know by now, your girl is getting heated. But I still try to maintain my composure, but I wanted to get my point across to him. And I said I never claimed to be Christian, which I don't. I don't call myself Christian anymore. I've been out of the Christian church for 4 or 5 years. And I left it for a reason, because I did not agree with what they were teaching or what they were not teaching. So I never claimed to him or anyone to be Christian. And I say, who the hell are you to throw stones at me? Because I choose not to vote. I choose not to vote for either evil. Y'all pissing me off with this voting for the lesser evil bull crap. Why vote for any evil? You supposed to be a Christian and you voting evil to rule over you. You see, this is what happened back in the biblical times when we told the Most High Yah that we wanted a king to rule over us. The Most High Yah went through all these things that was going to happen to us if we get a king to rule over us. But we didn't care about those things that the Most High Yah said would happen. And lo and behold, look at it now. It's happening. Been happening for years. Because we wanted a king to rule over us like other nations. We wanted a king to rule over us like other nations. And that is in Samuel, 1 Samuel chapter 8. So I said, I choose not to vote for either evil. Do you know how you sound? Please don't step to me like that. I have never talked to you like this, and you got to be out of your slave-ass mind if you think you can talk to me like that. I just refuse to let people talk to me any kind of way. I've always been that way. I'm a fighter. I respect you if you respect me, but I'm a fighter. Do not come at me. I fights back. I fights back. So, after I said he had to be out of his slave-ass mind, just the other day, he hit me up and told me, or he might have said it on a Facebook post, I love me some B Sparrow, because like I said, he listened to a lot of my shows. So I said to him just the other day, you said you love you some B Sparrow. I said that was some fake ass shit. Stay the F out of my inbox. Of course, I didn't say F. I said stay the fuck out of my inbox. I said it. I meant it. And I'm here to represent it. I said what I said. Because I'm sick and tired of people thinking that they can talk to me any kind of way. Sick of it. I'm not having it. Whether it be in person or whether it be on social media, I will not have it. You cannot talk to me any kind of way. I've been that way. And I'm going to stay that way. And since you want to go back into history and talk about Shirley Chisholm, let's go back into history and talk about Joe Biden. Let's see if you remember who Joe Biden was. According to this article, Joe Biden once called the state-mandated school integration the most racist concept you can come up with, and Barack Obama the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean. Joe Biden was a staunch opponent of forced busing in the 1970s and the leading crusader for mass incarceration throughout the 80s and the 90s. And y'all know who that mass incarceration was for. Black and brown skin, mostly black. Uncle Joe Biden has described African American felons as predators, too sociopathic to rehabilitate, and he called white supremacists his friend. And as of the article what had been written, as of the writing of this article, black Democrats want him to be the party's 2020 nominee and will cut you out if you say you're not voting or if you say you're voting for Donald Trump. Whether Biden can retain that support after voters learn more about his problematic past could very well determine the outcome of the party's primary race. To explore that question, let's pick through the former vice president's hefty baggage on racial injustice and then the case for thinking that Obama's halo will prove to be brighter than the shadow of Biden's recorded is dark. Biden helped kill the most effective policy for improving black educational attainment that America has ever known. Joe Biden was for desegregating America's schools until his constituents, his co-workers, his constituents were against it. When the Delaware Democrat launched his first campaign for the Senate in 1972, the Supreme Court had just ruled that the Constitution required policymakers to pursue the greatest possible degree of actual desegregation and that forcing white students to attend schools in black neighborhoods and vice versa was a legitimate means of doing so. Being an enlightened liberal, Biden began his candidacy as an advocate for such policies. He accused Republicans of demagoguing the business issue and appealing to white voters' ugliest instincts. And this article is long and I can go on and on and on and on. This verse says the NAACP called Biden's proposal an anti-black amendment. The state's sole African-American member, Ed Brooke, called it the greatest symbolic defeat for civil rights since 1964. But Biden helped his fellow liberals reconcile themselves to the wrong side of history by recasting integrationalists as the real racists. I could go on and on and on about Joe Biden. But you black people, you slave-minded ass black people are so fascinated by this white man and his almost black running partner that you are willing to cuss your fellow sister out if she say she's not voting. You are willing to cuss your own sister out over Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Not over here you won't. Not over here you won't. She don't play that. She does not play that. So, like I said, this article is long, and if you wanted to learn about Joe Biden and his old evil ways on segregation, this article is on nymag.com, newyorkmag.com intelligence. Look it up for yourself. Look it up for yourself. And a lot of black people feel the way that I do. Don't get me wrong. Check out what this brother on Facebook, the name of his group is called Support Black Group Economics. He says they get he says they get black people voting because they are brainwashed, because they brainwashed the black people to vote for the lesser evil. You hear me? He said they got black people voting because they brainwashed black people to vote for the lesser evil. Does that make sense to y'all? Why vote for any evil? Turn to your God. Turn to the Most High Yah for what you need. Turn back to Him. Why do you think we are struggling in this country? We are the true Hebrews. We are suffering in this country because we have turned away from the Most High Yah. He says they are both evil. This is what I'm talking about. They are both evil. Black people aren't getting any of their demands met by these people, but they still give them their votes. We need to make demands and hold our votes until they are met. Remember, we always survive regardless of which president the government selects. Always. They have never been for us and they never will be. I say again, they have never been for us and they never will be. And then he goes on to say Biden about the election, about the debate the other night, which I didn't watch. I don't have time for buffoonery. I'm trying to get myself right for when Yeshua comes back. That's what I concentrate on. Get myself right for when the king comes back, because I want to go with the king. Take me to the king. And I ain't talking about Martin Luther King. I'm talking about Yeshua HaMashiach, the king of all kings. That's what I study. Biden saying a whole lot of nothing in this town hall meeting about changing the criminal justice system and police brutality against black people. He basically repeating the question that was asked to him. Do y'all know how long we've been trying to fight against police brutality? Do you know how, I'm 52 years old, as long as I can remember, black Americans have been fighting for some type of equality that they think they're going to get in the United States of this here America. But all you getting is killed by the police brutality. And then we got a nerve to kill one another. Jesus, take the wheel. So he goes on to say, they just asked him why him and Obama didn't do anything to reform the criminal justice system in 8 years. He said, I had to rewind because I thought I missed the answer. He said they made sentences different for crack and cocaine. He says, I'm done. It's all game. I vote for the young black people making things happen. That's what I'm talking about. We have to turn back to the Most High, and we have to take care of one another, and we are doing neither. There's a small remnant of people that's turning back to the Most High, that is honoring His festivals, that's honoring the Sabbath, that's trying to honor His laws and commandments. The majority of people believe that we don't have to keep His laws and commandments because when Yeshua HaMashiach died on the cross, He was the one that died so that we don't have to follow God's laws and commandments anymore. How stupid is that when Yeshua HaMashiach Himself followed God's laws and commandments? He said He didn't come here to demolish the law. He didn't come here to change the law. He came to fulfill. He came to fulfill. He said, I did not come to abolish the law, Matthew 5:17. Matthew 5:17. He said, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So all these things that Christians are taking away from what the words say and adding on themselves, I don't follow Christianity. I do not follow Christianity. I follow the word of God, the word of the Most High Yah. Now getting back to Donald Trump and Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Mike Pence. In Daniel 4:17, and I cannot stress this enough, it says, the matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High Yah ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Daniel 4:17. So it's saying that the Most High put whoever in office he wants to put in office. And it can be the basis of men. What does basis mean? According to the King James Version dictionary, base means low in place, mean, vile, worthless, that is, low in value or estimation, use of things, of low station, of mean account, without rank, dignity, or estimation among men, used of persons. Now, who does that sound like to you? Both of them are base men, Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And so you want to hurl names at me because I choose not to vote. Look at what Romans 12:2 says. Romans 12:2 says, be not conformed, and be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High Yah. I'm trying not to be conformed to this world like this book says, like the word of God says. And you supposed to be a Christian, but you cussing people out because they choose not to vote, or they voting for against the person that you voting for. You ridiculous son of a... Isaiah 2:22 says, cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein is he to be accounted of? Isaiah 2:22 says, stop depending on men. Stop relying on men. Stop believing in men who breathe out of his nose just like you, and who is going to be judged by the Most High Yah just like you. What can this man do for you that the Most High Yah can't? Stop depending on men. And I'm going to say this. Do not come at me because I decide not to vote. It's my right. That's what my ancestors died for. That's what my people died for the rights, because at one time we couldn't vote at all. We couldn't choose. We didn't have that choice. Now we have a choice. He gonna say, my mother went through holy shit literally to give me the opportunity to vote. Like my ancestors did not. Like I did not have uncles and aunts. Like my mother and father didn't fight. Like my uncles and aunts didn't fight to have that right to vote. Whether I choose to or not, that's my business. So if you come at me, be prepared to fight. I'm like the Crew tribe. I fight back. And if those of you who don't know who the Crew tribe was, the KRU tribe, look it up. Look them up and see what they did. They did not allow no oppressor to affect them in any way. They fought back. And that's me. That's what I do. It's your girl, B Sparrow. Buzz Sweet Radio. Thank you guys for listening to another episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, but not necessarily in that order. It's your girl, B Sparrow. Holla.